Okay. Good morning. It's almost 12 a.m. 11:58. Sunday, 3/4/2022. For today's sermon, I chose a topic that I related to it closely, is close to my heart. How pressure develop you, or how diamond developed, how diamond formed. I'm going to talk about pressure and temperature because, in summary, I will talk to you in detail. But in summary, diamond develop under a lot of pressure and temperature. So if you want to think about something, think about the core of the earth. If you think about how hot, how is the temperature? It's so hot, and the pressure is so high. That's how diamond formed. But pressure always doesn't have the same effect. Because if you look at it, some people, let's look at the people. I know some of you abused by your father. Maybe your father raped you or other kind of abuse. Then what happened after that? Importance is what happened after. Sometimes you become a victim. You become someone who self-pity for himself or herself, that why this happened to me, why my father abused me, why my father raped me, or other things. It's real, guys. You guys, it's a real story that people are raped by their own father. Maybe there is a girl or there is a boy that they locked in a basement and they didn't have anything to eat unless someone brings enough food for them to survive. These are a real story that there is some parents, father or even mother, that they abuse their children. Don't be shocked. If you hear the news about that, don't be shocked about that. But although pressure has different effect, but there is different kind of pressure as well. These four type of pressure measurement, we always measure when we have something. When we talk about temperature, so we measure the temperature. Right now, I'm so hot. When we talk about temperature, we talk about measurement of temperature. Fahrenheit, Celsius, or something. There is a measurement. And there is a measurement for pressure. We have four types of measurement for pressure: gauge, field, absolute, and differential. Different kind have different kind of pressure that we measure it. If you see the car, There is a gauge for measurement of oil, gas, or something. When you have a propane gas, there is a measurement for that one. When you apply pressure, sometimes we apply pressure for getting a result. There is a measurement how much pressure should be applied. Sometimes I remember from my years of living in Iran, living with my mom. When my mother wants to cook, we had pressure cooker, and there was no measurement for pressure. Sometimes it rocked, and I remember exactly, all the ceiling was full of meat and pieces of the what was being cooked in the pressure cooker, because there was no measurement. But when we want to apply pressure, or we want to apply pressure in certain direction, we have to measure that pressure. Sometimes, like an elastic band, when you stretch it, if you want to stretch an elastic band in every way, sometimes it broke. You have to know that what kind of pressure you are applying. When you stretch something, there is a certain point that that elastic band broke. Or if you want to pressure on somebody, we know all about peer pressure. In high school, in even university, even in a workplace, there is a peer pressure. And if you want to pressure somebody to do something, and that person wasn't strong enough, he or she break, and he or she surrender to her or his peers and do whatever they want. Sometimes they do stupid things under peer pressure. So be careful. Be careful when you apply pressure, when you accept the pressure. Those four measurements that I talked to you, I don't want to explain it. I just quickly review it, and then we go and explain about other things that I want to talk about. In a vented environment with ambient and atmospheric pressure, this measure uses a sensor to gauge the input pressure into the system. When you have a system and you want to inject pressure into the system, you have to measure that pressure. When you want to give job to somebody, if you want to give the responsibility to somebody, there is a pressure. If you want release pressure from somebody and put it on your shoulder, you have to be careful. I know somebody, they ask, oh, give your burden to me. Sometimes you have to know your ability, that if you want to handle the pressure or not. Maybe you are not able to handle the pressure and you fall, right? So all the time, you have to know and measure the pressure. Sealed. The measure of pressure applied to sealed chamber closed with atmosphere pressure. Some application example would be food and beverage, also used in aggressive media. Sometimes when you want to, for example, a sparkle water, how they make a sparkle water or a sparkle, any sparkle drink. They inject pressure, gas. They inject gas to the water. They put pressure. So you have to know that how much pressure you want to apply. Sealed, for example, yeah, I was talking about sealed. When you lock the door and you say, stay here, I was talking about parents, a father or mother. They lock the children, and not for a short period of time. I know some parents do that, but some even worse father, they lock their children in a room and they say, you have to be stay here and don't go anywhere. They lock the door. They don't allow the child go out and play. That child grew up without playing. So that's why when you see abnormal person, when you see people with bad behavior, look at the parents. When you see a girl and when you see a boy that she or he doesn't behave good, look at the father, look at the mother, how they treat their children. So don't blame children for behaving badly. I never blame them. I blame their father, I blame their mother. They are a very, very bad father and mother. They have a standard for themselves. Everybody have a standard. But their standard is very, very bad that their children behave very badly. That's why. All goes back to father, all goes back to mother. If a girl doesn't behave good, it all goes back to the mother and father. Blame them. Blame mother and father with their standard. Children doesn't have any standard. They get their standard from parents. So when they behave badly, they see their father, their mother, how to treat them. They learn from father and mother. So don't blame children. Blame father and mother. They are very bad, father and mother. Very, very bad. And differential measurement as unlike the others, differential pressure measurement is a difference between two pressure, usually between ambient and those internal resistance. Sometimes we want to measure pressure between some close and some. Now there is a pressure all around, and we apply more pressure at a certain point. We want to see how different they are. Diamond is surprisingly good under pressure. Don't be shocked if someone acts very well under a lot of pressure. Don't be shocked. Its crystal structure holds up even when compressed to 2 trillion Pascal. Diamonds were formed over 3 billion years ago, deep within the Earth's crust, under conditions of intense heat and pressure that caused carbon atom to crystallize, forming diamond. In order to form the diamond, we need a special situation. We need high temperature. We need a lot of pressure. And in that atmosphere, diamond form from carbon. But we need those pressure and we need those high temperature. That's why. That's why sometimes God allows those pressure. God allows those hot situation to bring the best of you. As usual, human try to make fake diamonds. They try to make diamond, but they imitate the nature, but they are fake because they want to make the process quick and they want to make it in laboratory. Human doesn't want to spend a lot of time because when diamond created in the earth, it takes million years to create a genuine diamond. Human create a fake diamond. Even they put it, there is two kind of fake diamond. I know there is two methods for creating diamond, but sometimes fake under fake. There is sometimes human create diamond that valuable, but it is fake. But sometimes human create diamond fake under fake. It's not even any valuable. You see, water bottle has a diamond shape around it. That's fake under fake, 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 fake multiple fake. That's multiple fake. So pressure has different kind of effect on people. Some people, when they get abused, they became quiet. They became obedient. They say, okay, that is that is meant to be. I should be in this situation forever. But some people, they use those pressure to bring the best out of themselves. They use those pressure to grow. Because even in the Bible said that test of your faith shows that your faith is genuine. So if you have a pressure in your life, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if you have pressure in your life. But if you don't have anything and your life is happy, your life is without any problem, you have to think about what kind of person you are. Because you are Christian or not, it doesn't matter. If you are Christian and you don't have any problem, let me say it in Farsi. هیچیش نیست، هیچ مشکلی نداره، میگم ما دیگه مشکلی نداریم. Think and doubt about yourself. Maybe you are not Christian or you are not genuine Christian, that Satan doesn't have to do anything with you. Satan laugh. Satan laugh to those Christians. Because some Christian, even they come to the church and blah, 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 blah. Even they sing with happiness the song of our worship, but they are fake. There is multiple factor to the genuineness and multiple factor to fakeness. Singing the song of the worship doesn't prove that you are Christian or you love God. It doesn't have to do anything with the loving the God. But even if you have record of ministry for years. It doesn't prove anything. Why? I answer it for you why. We have some kind of Christian denomination that most of the Christian doesn't believe in them as a Christian. Mormons, Jehovah's Witness, especially Jehovah's Witness, that we don't accept them, we don't believe in them. They have record of ministry, and their followers grows. Believe me, Jehovah's Witness, they are increasing in numbers. They have record of ministry, perfect record of ministry. But it doesn't mean that they worship the real God or they are genuine Christian. So none of these prove that you are Christian or you are with God. Think again. Think twice. And diamonds work very well under pressure. That's why. The only way to cut the glass is diamond. I have a glass table here. Here, my studio, there is a glass table. If I want to cut the glass table, if I want to make the glass table beautiful, I need to use diamond. Why? The only thing that I use to cut the glass is diamond, because it went through a lot of pressure, a lot of temperature. That's why. So sometimes you have to go through a lot of pressure to refine and to test, trial and tribulation, and your genuineness proved it. And your genuineness showed to everybody. Diamond is the world's hardest substance. You cannot find anything harder than diamond. You cannot find anything like a diamond. There is no comparison. You cannot compare anything with a diamond. There is nothing like diamond. There is nothing like diamond. Diamond is unique. As usual, I told you, men try to make the diamond fake. They fake the diamond. As some men are fake, and some friendship are fake, some relationship are fake. So only sometimes only time determines what relationship is fake, what friendship is fake or not. The pressure, I told you, have different effect on human being. If you want to try to change somebody, it happens in every relationship. Some couples, they get married and they think, oh, I change that person, I change my partner after. They put pressure. Sometimes they nag. Nagging is pressure. Sometimes they repeat something every day. They try to change other person. And in some day, the other person said that enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So they break up. They get divorced. So you have to know that how pressure can you make, right? In every relationship, it happens. Not only in couples, in a group. Sometimes pressure doesn't have exact opposite effect. Sometimes pressure is an unhealthy pressure. If you give job to somebody, if you give responsibility to somebody, if you give title to somebody, he or she doesn't handle it. We see it good example of this in this year Oscar. We haven't seen something that happened in this Oscar for ages. From the start of Academy until now, we haven't seen anything like this. There was a war between black people. Nowadays, especially last year, if something happened that everybody said, "Oh, Black Lives Matters." I'm not racist, but sometimes we go beyond just talk, talk, talk. We want to show that we are not racist, and we give responsibility to black people. Oh, we get the host of Oscar to the black people. What happened? We see example of that. Somebody come and slap another black people, goes to slap another black people. Sometimes we give more responsibility to one person that he cannot handle it. Sometimes we have to know that what kind of pressure any government, any personal budget needs measurement. When you want to show that, oh, I'm not racist, and you push the black people in the front row, a disaster happens. I'm not stereotyping. I'm not generalizing black people, but I'm just interpreting the recent event. I'm making a point. Sometimes the first one is not good. You say, oh, it's the first time that so and so are singing in the church. Maybe he is not ready to sing a song. Maybe he shouldn't be on that place. She or he supposed to be there in the first place. So be careful when you give responsibility to somebody and he denied. I don't accept any responsibility. I'm not responsible. They deny the responsibility that they have. They shouldn't be there in the first place. So there is no coincidences. When you see event of the Oscar in this year, there is no coincidences. It is a sign that be careful. Let me say one sentence in Farsi. بعض موقع ما انقدر عقب میریم که از اون ور بوم میافتیم. Somebody said, if I want to repeat it again, I go back and repeat the same. Sometimes we go back so much that we are stuck in the past and we cannot move forward. If you want to repeat it again and again and again, You are stuck in the past. You cannot go forward and you have no improvement. Believe me, you can believe me. But this is how pressure works. Sometimes you have to be careful. There is a break point, and they say there is a fine line between love and hate. That's so true. That's why sometimes you see a church closed and all the people perish and said, oh, what happened? Just like that, church closed? No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't just like that. It rooted in the past. تا ثریا میرود دیوار کج. You didn't see in the background. There was some fishy thing in the background. And it goes farther and farther from God, and they separated from God, and they came to the point that water, there is a boiling point for the water. They reached to the point that church closed. That's how pressure works. It's apply pressure. When you want to drive, you apply pressure to the pedal. Everybody knows that. In my new car, there is a record every time I finish my driving and I turn off the car, there is a report on my screen. How applied pressure, how applied the brake. Because everybody knows that. Good driving needs to apply pressure very gradually and apply the brake very gradually. If you apply pressure suddenly or apply brake suddenly, you consume more gasoline, more gas. And they say it's not a good driving. And even your passengers, they are not feeling comfortable if you apply pressure suddenly or you brake suddenly. So when you want to apply pressure, gradually apply pressure. And there is a break point. The person said that enough. I don't want to talk to you anymore. We are done. Let's read the Bible. Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. James 1:12. Sometimes you have to be steadfast. Under trial for everybody, yes, that's true. But you have to be steadfast. If you have root, like those hopes that built in the stone, your house never destroyed. But if you, in the Bible, we have that. If you get away with every wind, with every teaching, oh, somebody teach something. I know people, even leader of the church, they listen to the sermon. Somebody said, oh, that's true. Oh, that's true. In the teaching of the church, there is conflict, you guys. If you accept all of them and they are in conflict with each other, that's kind of problem. A very, very big problem. That shows that you are not steadfast. You are double-minded. Don't be like those persons that they are double-minded. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Proverbs 24:10. I know Everything I say, I've seen it with my own eyes, I heard it with my own ears. I know somebody who fainted by seeing a girl that he loved with somebody else. He fainted when they see them together. Here in the Bible said that if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Proverbs 24:10. So don't be like that man. If you haven't gone through test or trial and your life is happy, تا مرد سخن نگفته باشد عیب و هنرش نهفته باشد. Say something. You cannot keep me quiet. I have to say something to prove that my mouth filled with word of God. In this you rejoice. Though know for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith. 1 Peter 1:6. Pay attention. For a little while. Maybe you are heartbroken, like me. But that heartbroken is for a little while. It's not forever. Because here in the Bible said that through test or trial. Now for a little while. If necessary. Sometimes it's necessary to go through trial. Maybe you have been grieved. Maybe you are heartbroken for a while. But it's for short time. You will get your crown in the timing of God. So don't worry. Don't worry is not forever. It's not for eternity. Unless you make a deal with Satan. There was a theater, Dr. Faustus. That doctor made a deal with Satan. They signed and they shook hands with Satan. They signed and shook hands. He sold to Satan. Doctor made a contract with the Satan. Of course, he is with the Satan for eternity. If you make a deal with Satan himself, so you have to spend with Satan for eternity. If you don't understand any of this lesson, and you may get wisdom in the future. Proverbs 19:20. Some people don't listen. So listen. If you don't understand, get wisdom. That's why I always say that. نفهم بفهم. If you don't understand, get understanding. So for your future is good. If you listen now, you understand later. And at last, I want to ask for you to pay attention to the affliction of others. I talk to you your triumph in your tribulation. Unless you made a deal with Satan, you have trial and you have tribulation. But it's not enough to be steadfast in your trial and tribulation. I want to ask you, please pay attention to the affliction of others. Peace of God be with you all.